This week's episode of the Deckchair Yumz podcast brought to you by Scott Free. It's not really an ad. I just have 2 tickets to Travis Scott gig and I don't want to go anymore. So here, I've been off on the sick. Play the fucking intro. Yeah, what's up, motherfucker? Yeah, what's up, motherfuckers? You're all very welcome back.
Too soon, Mickey. Too soon.
Here, fuck too soon. I'm not well. You're all very welcome back to another episode of the Deckchair Yumz. Probably the last ever episode of the Deckchair Yumz podcast after that one. Won't lie to you. I've been sitting in the house for 2 weeks thinking about that. I didn't tell anybody. I thought about nothing else apart from that one joke. All the best. Thanks for listening.
Oh, welcome back.
Thanks very much, man.
Do you know what? We really missed you.
I missed you too. I missed a lot of things. Over the last couple of weeks, missed not being itchy. Missed not being scabby.
Yes.
Missed the use of my hands.
Two of your favourite things?
Yeah.
Being itchy
missed,
and scabby?
missed like fucking taking a sock off without this sound happening. Yep. Missed drinking. Fuck, I miss drinking.
But you're back.
Hold on, I'm just thinking about drinking.
I'm just a wee bit emotional here.
Fucking creamy head in the pint. Fuck, there's nothing better than a whiskey hitting out. Plop. Oh. Gin, wine, vodka.
You can't even hold a drink.
Apple cider. Can't. Yeah, I'm looking at that cup of coffee now and trying to use the force to get up into my hand. It's too hot. It's like.
Very great there. I had to carry his coffee upstairs. He's not well.
I know. Connor.
He's not well.
I don't want to start the rant too early.
Go ahead for it, Mick. I mean, you built it up for 2 weeks.
I should maybe explain
this
why.
This is a man, like, this literally, you've been under lockdown for, what, 2.5? Nearly 3 weeks?
I rue the day that I said, man, let me do the Ulster Hall and then lock us down to fuck. Because no sooner had I fucking finished that third show, my body went, guess what, dickhead? Daddy's been keeping secrets. And I turned into a fucking scab. And I don't mean the labour kind. I mean physical embodiment of a picked knee. Is what I have fucking turned into. I think I'm a crocodile. Do you remember that documentary years ago, the boy whose skin fell off with the wee Scottish dude with the fucking hat? I have one of them hats. I'm scared as fuck. For those of you who are looking at my hands going, they seem a bit red, you're not wrong.
Yeah, it's
right?
not the colouring of the screen or anything. Yeah, it's he's going to stop traffic now very shortly.
Oh fucking hell, man! I sort of right. That's just I don't even know where to start. As to why I've been off for 2 weeks.
Well, we have to start at the beginning, as they always say, Mike.
So I was born in 1987 and started dying immediately.
That's a lie now, not immediately. Because
not immediately. There have been 4 or 5 years there where
this is a thing that as we learn about is a thing that happens every so often to yourself.
So
this is not a new thing to you.
Not a new thing, right? Okay. So basically, what's happened is I've psoriasis, right? Now, that's what it is. My hands are like a wee bit red because the skin on the palms of my hands have come off because of the steroids I've been using. So that's all fucking fresh new baby stuff. Do you want to feel it?
I do want to feel it. That's so soft.
It's so soft, isn't it? Do you know how soft it is? I can't open bottles. I don't know why they invent child-proof bottles because I tell you what, no baby can open them. I haven't asked my girlfriend to open stuff for me. I haven't had a wank. I swear I haven't come in 3 weeks. Right? And
I knew there was a glow about you. I don't know what it was.
Man,
there was a certain
that's not
aura.
a glow, man. That's fucking fluid build-up. My legs were swelling up at one point and I went, there's something wrong with my heart. And my balls were going, nah, man, that's us. I was going, you might direct that somewhere else. I reckon if you poked me, it'd be like Bishop in Aliens. It's like just... Got milk? I hope so. Like, so
what you're saying is you're backlogged.
I'm backed up, sir. Like, not even blue balls anymore. Like what's beyond blue? Violet?
Purple.
It's not even on the spectrum. My balls are autistic. That's the spectrum on their own now.
Oh my god.
I've had wee bits of psoriasis my whole life, but
yeah. But this outbreak's
been pretty
worst,
bad.
is it?
It's been the worst one because if you remember, if you listen to the podcast, I had a bad outbreak when I moved into a wee flat in July. Had a bad outbreak on my chest. And I think I'd take a week off then as well, hadn't I?
Yeah, we had to take a week off, yeah.
So eventually fucking went through different doctors, all this sort of shit, take antibiotics, all this, blah, blah, blah. GP gave me a really strong steroid mousse thing, fucking 3 days. I was back in the game, right? So I had a wee patch on the top of my foot that wasn't really annoying me for ages. A wee bit in my leg. I was like, that's fucking just the way psoriasis is. You wee patch and you fucking...
Yeah, it happens, yeah.
I was dead on. And then it just started to get worse and worse and worse. Now, I had it on the soles of my feet
Right.
when I was about 12, and then again when I was about 24, right? And then I was like, oh, there's wee bits of this in the soles of my feet. So it starts to get worse. I'm trying to. There's fucking 2 weeks. I can't even get this in the right order, right? As to how much of a fucking ordeal this has been.
The thing. It's not until, even for me, it's not until you see somebody actually suffering, and that you realise, oh fuck, this is like, for instance, not thinking about how often you need to use your hands just in day-to-day life.
So what happened is, what I found out is, now I should say it right.
Right, let's go. Hold on.
So,
let's get.
I got the point for dermatology when I had the outbreak in July. The GP sent me a referral to dermatology, right? I got that appointment in about September, right? And I had a wee patch on my foot and a wee bit in my leg. So the girl was like, I'll give you a wee steroid cream, that should help. Any kind of, I was like, right, cool, happy days. 2 weeks later, bottom of my feet are going. Did the Ulster Hall, the last Ulster Hall show, I wore long sleeves because my hands were getting a wee bit fucking weird. And,
right, okay.
And it was blistering, right? So it turns out I've got a thing called pustular psoriasis. Say that without boking, right?
Say that again.
Pustular psoriasis, which affects 1% of psoriasis sufferers. So I'm special.
You are special.
Yeah, don't get me the top 1% earners. Oh, no. If it's disgusting diseases, I'll Captain fucking zero, patient zero here's got it, right?
So fucking general pustular over here.
Yeah, fucking, it's rotten, right? So my hands were breaking all these wee tiny blisters. And if you watch the last couple of episodes I was on, you can see me doing that. Yeah. Because they were itchy as fuck. So you kind of, I don't know if you're not supposed to or you're not supposed to not to, but like, you're trying to bust them, right? Because it hurts like fuck. So that's kicking off. Because I've got this week referral to dermatology, I can get an appointment pretty much like that week, right?
Yeah.
So fucking hands are getting bad, feet are getting bad. Couldn't get an appointment with my GP because my GP, you know, you have to phone them, talk to a receptionist. You tell her what's wrong with you. She then deems whether or not you're worthy for the doctor to phone you back. But they don't tell you when they're going to phone you back. No. Right? So they go, the doctor will phone you back today, and you go, what time? They go, don't know, right? So you're sitting by your fucking phone all fucking day waiting, and then sometimes they don't phone back, right? So I phoned dermatologist. This is getting worse. Hands are fucking really starting to bleed, so they got my feet are bleeding, all right? Get an appointment again with the dermatologist, go back in, and I'm like, listen, this is getting a wee bit worse. The girl goes, aye, it is, aye. She goes, they'll try you on this stuff, and sent me home with essentially 2 tubs of Vaseline, right? Oh, lovely. And I was like, I don't want to try anal. I want to get better, right?
Not dead anyway.
Not dead anyway, right? So I go home and I'm putting this fucking Vaseline stuff on just constantly, right? So you're sitting there with like a surgeon, like I'm trying
scrubbing up.
Yeah, like I'm trying to use the remote control of my ass cheeks, right? Because I don't want to contaminate the house. Hands are still bleeding, feet are still bleeding. Phone the GP, can't get through to them. Phone dermatology. They're like, right, okay, come on back in and see us. So I go back into the dermatologist and she's like, right, so what seems to be the situation? It's a different woman this time, and I'm like, so what's happened is I've had psoriasis my whole life, whatever. Pretty bad outbreak in my hands and my feet. My legs are actually swelling up at this point, right? I'm like, if I take my socks off, you can see like where my sock was and my fucking shins were massive, right? So I'm going, I'm like, yeah, it's pretty fucking bad. The stuff you gave me last week, the stuff you gave me 2 weeks ago made it worse. First you gave me last week made it worse again.
Any chance of something?
Any chance of going on? And she's like, do you work with your hands? And I'm like, well, no, I'm a comedian. Like I do stand up. And she's like, so I mean, you know, like, is there anything? I'm like, could there be something be causing this? And she went, aye, probably. I'm like, what could be causing it? She's like, don't know.
Welcome to the NHS.
Like, what do you do for a living? Like, can you find out? And I went, can I get an allergy test? And she went, not with us. No, not with the NHS. So I'm like, right, okay. So then sent me home more stuff. So
Where do you get an allergy test? Fucking Nuts Corner?
Man,
Where do you go?
I have no idea. I'm clearly allergic to bullshit.
But surely if it was an allergy test or a medical procedure, you go to NHS.
Yeah, you would think that, right? I'm done.
Maybe it's a DVLA. You know what the fuck
exactly,
this country's like.
You probably have to go to a fucking allergy test centre. Pops up. It's in a swimming pool in fucking Downpatrick.
So for dermatology, and you want to find out if you've got an allergic reaction to something, you can't get an allergy test through the NHS. Brilliant.
So. And I was like, what about UV treatments? And the girl goes, we don't do them. So I'm like, right, okay. So I went home, went online with a broken phone and oily hands, right? Your phone, by the way, iPhones don't pick up your thumb if you don't have a thumbprint, right? So all the skins come off my fucking hands.
You fucking Men in Black them.
Man, all the skins come off my hands and feet. I went old school. I've been steeping my feet in this purple stuff that turns your feet brown, right?
Lovely.
So my nails look like they're falling off, right? So phone a private dermatologist. I'm like, listen, we're going to dermatology in the NHS. everything they give me seems to make it worse. I don't know what's going on. Can I book an appointment to see you guys? See what's going on. She goes, listen, I was talking to a consultant from Belfast today. The best thing you can get to help psoriasis is UV treatments. And I went, right, well, the girl in, I won't mention the hospital, but it rhymes with Schmegavin, told me you can't get UV appointments in the NHS. And she goes, the woman on the phone went, she's fucking lying to you.
What the
right?
fuck?
She goes, we have, as a private dermatologist, we have to send you back to the NHS to get the UV treatment because it has to be supervised by a doctor, right?
So why would somebody, why would she want to? It's just that no one didn't want to do the
See,
appointment.
every time I've had an appointment, it's been at 4:30, she's about to go home, right?
Aye, typical.
So I said to the girl on the phone, can I book an appointment to come and see you anyway? She went, we can't get you in here until February, and all we're going to do is send you back to the fucking hospital, right? So I book another appointment with dermatology. This time I'm seeing a doctor, right? So I get a phone call Monday morning. By the way, it's spread to my ears by this point, right?
Well, this is the other thing, because you have to understand that's how serious it got. I would ring him and then it wouldn't answer, and then just get a message going, can't hear anything. So everything was done by text.
Both my ears got infected, so all I can hear is like, "Mm." Even now my right ear keeps popping, but there's no relief, right? So
like that's pretty scary, because that could have been part of that, but it also could have been a side effect of just the fact of being a.
There's I'm not even joking about it. There's a type of psoriasis that is let's say critical. No, what's the word for it? Terminal, right? There is a type of psoriasis where like if you have this 80% chance you're dying, like
fatality.
Yeah. So worst Mortal Kombat end than ever. Fatality. Give me 2 minutes, Sub-Zero. I'll be out of your hair in a minute. Wait you there, Liu Kang, chill out. Shang Tsung, you wouldn't swap, would you? Get over here! Like 2 minutes. Get over here, and Scorpion's like, what the fuck is... That's disgusting. My hook's like I bought him a packet of Pringles. Fuck me, that's... So then, right, but I'm still trying to get through to my GP, right? So Monday morning comes, right? Sorry, went to dermatology again on the Wednesday, right?
They must fucking love you, but
they love me, right? So there's two, again 4:30, right? 2 nurses this time. So first nurse, old school nurse, right? And I've got this thing, I think old school doctors and nurses are the backbone of the NHS, right?
Without a doubt, yeah.
This new breed of cunts who Google shit can get fucked. Right.
Well, the older ones are.
It's not their. It's not.
They're not based on Google. They're based on experience.
Exactly, and I know it's not their fault. They're not getting paid enough. Obviously, you know yourself. I'm a long time fucking supporter of the NHS. I didn't clap for them during the thing.
Now.
I can't clap now at all. I would love to clap. Fuck me. I'd love to be able to pick up 2 saucepans, but alas, I'm here. Can't do that because they'll put you in hospital or something else. So then where was it? So the Wednesday. I go in and it's really bad at this point, right? Like I was wearing Crocs into the hospital.
Yeah,
right. Couldn't fucking walk.
I've seen that post and I thought, fuck, Mickey, you out in public.
So I go into the hospital and this nurse is like, what's going on? I'm like, right. So I've been in here. I'm like, me again, right? I've been in here constantly. Fucking my legs are swelling up. Fucking hands, feet, ears, agony, right?
Hands, face.
So she goes, wait, let's see. And she goes to me, is it just your hands? And I went, no. If you listen to what I said to you 4 milliseconds ago, it's my feet, it's my hands, fucking right. She goes, right, that's how we look at your feet. I took my sock off and it sounded like somebody kicked a pinata, right? Just, right? Skin everywhere, right? And this nurse goes, all right, which is medical term for going to boke, right? So she goes and gets a more senior nurse to come in, right? And the senior nurse
has got a stronger stomach.
Right? This senior nurse is looking at my fucking feet and she's like, Jesus fucking Christ, right? Trying to keep me calm and all. She's like, oh fuck. She's like, you ever been on medication for this? And I was like, nah. She went, oh, you might need it, right? She goes, wait you there. I'm going to go see if one of the doctors is here to come and have a look at this. She went to go and look for a doctor. Now let me repeat this. She went to look for a doctor in a hospital and they had all gone home, right? So all the doctors in dermatology had fucking went home. It's 4:15, right? So she comes back in. She goes, I think we're going to need to put you on medication. So what'll happen is we'll get somebody to phone you tomorrow. But they took bloods. We'll phone you back tomorrow with your blood results. And a doctor will phone you about getting an appointment to get put on meds. I'm like, cool, happy days. Sounds good, right? So Thursday morning comes. Nothing.
I knew you were, you were ready for getting in there to see.
Yeah, right. Because at one point they were like, it'll be the new year before you can get an appointment. And the first nurse went, he needs to see somebody fucking now, right? So Thursday morning comes, no phone call from them, right? Gets it like Thursday afternoon. I'm like, I'm going to phone them because they've taken bloods. So I want to know what the crack is. So I phone up and I'm like, listen, I had blood results or blood taken yesterday. Expecting a phone call from somebody, hadn't heard anything, just wondering if there's any update or whatever. girl on the phone's like, just leave it with me 2 wee seconds. I'll just ask her. So I can hear her. Sharon. Right. She's back on. She's like, listen, somebody'll phone you in the morning if that's okay. Now, all I hear is, I don't want to tell you you've got cancer. Right. That's where I am at this point in my head.
We're
right?
going to bring you in.
Yeah. Because by the way, I've been Googling shit, which doesn't help you. Doesn't help you at all, right? So Friday morning comes, fucking nothing. I phoned them Friday morning. Listen, we'll give you a call this afternoon. So I waited the afternoon, nothing. Phone again back the afternoon, about 3 o'clock. They're like, listen, we'll phone you Monday. Let you know what the crack is, right? Phone my GP. And I'm like, listen, I know. The girl goes, you have to phone between 8:30 and fucking 24 minutes past 8:30. Like, no, you've got like a 5-minute window to make an appointment. I'm like, listen, I know the procedure here because I've been ringing you for 5 fucking weeks, right? I absolutely understand that I have to phone you. You tell a doctor whether or not to phone me. I can't wait for that, right? And at the end of my fucking tether, I'm losing out in work. My mental health's going fucking mental. My house looks like somebody's kicked a snow globe open, right? My fucking vacuum cleaner has enough of my DNA in it to make a clone. And I mean physically a pile. I don't even mean fucking reanimate it. I mean, you could literally scrape it together and make a Mickey Bartlett fucking snowman. Can you please get somebody to fucking come and have a look at me or let me come in? I know where the surgery is. I'll come down. I'm not asking you to fucking charter a helicopter or a jet. I'll just go to the doctor and be all, here, what's going on? She goes, I'll get somebody to phone you back. Nobody phoned me back, right? So I'm sitting the whole fucking weekend like that, right? Trying to make funny posts about it on the internet, right? Went to put in hashtag psoriasis. First thing comes up, hashtag psoriasis warrior. Shittest fight of all time. I want to say that now. I am not a psoriasis warrior, right? Imagine that fucking... They may take our lives, but they'll never take... 2 seconds, boys. 2 seconds, boys. Jeremy, what a shitty fucking battle that'll be. The Battle of Bannockitch. Right? So, Monday morning comes and I have a plan, right? Because my phone's broke, so I can't...
Sorry, is that a psoriasis
warrior, right? Fucking...
hold on, but I do know that people obviously are suffering through it, so maybe anything gets them through, I suppose.
Right.
But
come from the land of the ice and snow with the skin burn glows. Colour of a rose. So, me and my mother hatch a plan, right? I go,
fuck, Seppi's involved now. Here we go.
Monday morning. Mm-hmm. Oh, sorry, Sunday night, right? Mm-hmm. So, Sunday, I went to A&E. So, that's how bad I got.
On a Sunday?
On Sunday, right? So, I'm in the house. My sister came around to visit, right? With my nephew. My sister says, my nephew, give Mickey a high five. I went to give him a high five. My nephew, who's 2 and cannot talk, looked at my hand and did this face. Right? And then
that was an epic no.
And then just stood behind the sofa and kept watching Paw Patrol like I didn't exist, right? I was like, you traitors, we fuck. Right?
Chase is on the case.
So, my girlfriend and my sister and my mother are going, you should go to A&E, right? And I'm going, listen, ladies, I understand, right? But there's no point in me going to A&E at the weekend because the doctors have all gone home. They weren't even there on Wednesday when it was fucking in. Yeah. So they're not going to be here at the weekend. The place is going to be packed. I may as well wait until Monday, see how I get on, right? Yeah. My hearing started getting worse. The pain in my ear was getting worse and worse. And I started getting chills because I clearly had a fucking infection somewhere, right?
Multiplying with it.
Yeah, it was just very funny. Right? I'll make the jokes if you don't mind. It's fucking so itchy. So, it's something else I've learned as well. I don't mean to sound too sexist. I genuinely
mean to, but I'm just going to be.
I genuinely believe, right, there is nothing like the love and care that a woman can provide when you're not well. Uh-huh. But I've also learned that love and care extends about as far as a dirty cushion, right? Because every single one of them was like, you need to go to hospital. And I went to put my moisturized foot up on my fucking cushion. The 3 of them went, get your foot off that cushion.
You don't fuck about cushions.
3 separate occasions. On 3 separate occasions, the females in my life who I love dearly and who love me dearly complained about shedding skin like I did it on purpose. Right? So I go to...
Oh, another cushion fucking saga happening.
I eventually acquiesce, right?
Oh, no.
And I go, right, I'll go to A&E, right? Uh-huh. So I said to my girlfriend, can you drop me over to the hospital? She's like, right, no problem. She drives me over and I'm like, listen, you may go home. There's no point you sitting with me because it's going to be packed. I can't even hear to talk to you, right? So you're going to be sitting there just watching me try not be in pain. I'm in Crocs again, right? And I'm,
tell the truth. You didn't care about this kid. You just didn't want her to see you in Crocs.
It was in my face and everything. You saw me. Like fucking, even now you can see where it's coming around my neck. it was snowing, right? So I have a mask on, just fucking filming. Like when I go, poof, like wood chipper, right? So I go up to the girl in A&E and she's like, what's the situation? And I went like that, right? And she went, oh my God.
Right? When you walk in the hospital and you get a reaction
when
like that,
fucking, right? She's like, what's the situation? And I go, so...
Oh, that's the...
I've been psoriasis in my hands and my feet. It's up my legs. My legs are filling up, but I can't hear anything. I woke up this morning, can't hear. She goes, I have psoriasis. She goes, I've never seen anything in my life, right? She goes, right, we'll get you in the triage, see what's going on. They call me in. The guy gives me a COVID swab, right? It's a male nurse. And I don't know if they have a chart or a sheet or whatever that says why I'm there, right? And I also sometimes I feel like when I go in, because I've been to A&E twice for this, and I do feel like they're going, that's the comedian, right? So, because they're dead fucking familiar with me, right? Nobody's being like Mr. Bartlett. They're like, lad. So, I go in to get the COVID test, and the guy goes, fuck me, well, that's shocking me. Right? I'm like, bedside manner, fucking 10 out of 10, bro. Again, he's like, I've never seen anything like that in my life. He goes, that's the worst case of psoriasis I've ever seen. And I'm like, what's the wait? Like here today, like how long are we talking here? And he goes, it'll be about an hour before you're in triage. That's great. Now, Craigavon Hospital, like the foyer and everything was packed, right? It really was rammed. I didn't see the post where they were like, please don't come to A&E because we're overrun, right? So I sat for like an hour and a half shivering. Painkillers had wore off, so I'm like, fucking, oh. Ugh. Eventually get brought on the triage. The girl's like, what seems to be the situation? I'm like, right, so I have a wee touch of psoriasis.
There's a point where you're thinking, should you get yourself one of those like a lanyard with a big sign on and just give 4 sentences going, got psoriasis, it's in my hand and feet, it's in my ears.
Just a big fucking ghetto star. Not to be confused with Tupac, thank you.
Oh.
That's ghetto superstar.
That's proud.
Here,
anyway.
Here, still.
It's in there.
Yeah, there's definitely a fucking Holocaust joke in ghetto superstar. Anyway, so I eventually get brought on the triage, right? And this nurse, bless her, was fucking exhausted, right?
Yeah.
She goes, what's the situation? I'm like, I'm a bit of psoriasis in my hands and feet, spread all over me, I can't fucking hear. I'm chills, I'm fucking feeling really sick. She goes, right, I'll take some bloods, see what's going on. And I went, see, to be honest with you, it might be quicker if you just nip over to dermatology and find out what the fuck is in my blood from Wednesday there. And she goes, have you had bloods taken? I went, yep. She goes, right, I'm not telling you to go home. Right? But she was like, if you're going to be here all fucking night and the chances are you'll be sent home, but I'm not telling you to go home because I can't tell you to go home, so don't go home. And I'm like, I'll go home then. She's like, no, don't, just stay, right? So phone my girlfriend, can you come and lift me? I can't get seen in hospital, it's going to be fucking whatever. She's like, I have the dinner on. I'm like, fuck the dinner, right? Like, what'd you make? Cottage pie? Oh, fucking typical. A pastry? Well done. Ha 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 ha. I like jokes too, you bitch, right? So God love her, she came the whole way over to pick me up. I'm in the car fucking shivering, right? Like so sore. Get home, climb straight in the sleeping bag. Phone my ma, because I had a hot water bottle in my parents' house. And I was like, can you bring a hot water bottle over to the apartment? She's like, why, what's wrong with you? I was like, my ear's killing me, and if I put a hot compress on it might help it. So she comes around, she goes, I didn't even like sat in the car park in my apartment and beat the horn. Now, even though I couldn't fucking hear, I was like, that's my ma. Right? Strangest feeling in the world, right? It's like, that's my fucking ma. So I said to my missus, like, go at the back and look and see if my ma's outside. And sure enough, she was, right? So it's taken ages. So my girlfriend went down to get the hot water bottle, and I'm like, what the fuck is keeping her? It's taking so long. So I get up, and I mean hobble, right? Walking on fucking glass to go out into the bedroom to look into the back, out the back. And my ma and my girlfriend are hugging. My man never hugs me, right? I get one hug on Christmas Eve, and I have to talk her into it, right? And the two of them were that fucking worried. They're hugging each other. I'm like, where's my hugs? Nobody wants to hug me in case they get flakes on them.
They're
right?
fucking consoling themselves having to put up.
Like, I'm not hugging you, you walking cornflake, right? So my girlfriend comes up all weepy. Your mummy just hugged me. Because I'm like, what the fuck? You getting hugged? I'm the sick one, right? So then, that's all well and good. Here's the plan. The plan is Monday, we're going to go round at my ma's house and we're both going to phone the doctor constantly until we get an appointment, right? Yeah. So my ma's phoning off the landline, I'm phoning off the house phone. Eventually get through to them. And they're like, we'll get the doctor to phone you back at some point this morning. And they're like, grand. In the meantime, I get a phone call from dermatology. The doctor who's meant to fucking phone me on Thursday phones me the Monday morning. She's like, hello, Mr. Bartlett, how are you this morning? I'm like, oh, I'm grand, how are you? Being polite. And she went, I'll be honest with you, I'm so relaxed. I just had a lovely week's holiday. I'm like... Thought you couldn't fucking afford anything. Thought you didn't get enough of a pay rise.
Oh, as much fucking tacked as a brick, isn't it?
So she goes,
Fucking-
she goes, do you want to come in here today at 4:30? I'm like, oh, class, come in at clocking off time again. Brilliant, right? So I'm like, right, I don't want to phone the doctor and go, here, don't need an appointment because I've got a dermatology appointment because I want to get fucking second opinions here. So eventually fucking, the doctors went to phone me back at whatever time in the morning. No phone call, and I hadn't washed. So I was like, fuck this, I'm going to leave my ass house, go back around to my own house, get a shower, get changed, and then fucking, right? Sat down, now it takes me an hour to do stuff because if they put cream on, it's sore and all that, right? Sat down to get in the shower, took my sock off, my phone started ringing, and I couldn't make it across the room to answer the phone, right? So, it's a missed call from the doctor, so I phoned them back, could put through the same fucking answer machine shit, and receptionist picks the phone up and I go, listen, just had a missed call from you, I was meant to get an appointment sorted this afternoon. And she goes, right, well, I'll get the doctor to phone you back. And I went, no. Did you just put him on now? Like,
yeah,
I mean, he literally rung me. I'll get him to phone you back. And I'm like, well, look, my phone's kind of broke, so I can't really answer the phone. So can you do me a favour and phone my house phone? And she went, and I was like, oh, having a rough day, are you? Right? So I get a shower, go back to my man's house. I'm sitting waiting. It comes 12 o'clock. And I'm like, they're closed now. They're closed for lunch at 12. So I'm going to go home for... Oh, by the way, I hadn't had a shower yet. So like, I'm going to go home now and wash. And I'll come back here for 1. So as I'm driving back to my ma's house, my ma phoned me going, doctor just phoned. You have an appointment tomorrow at 11 o'clock. And I was like, right, what did you say to them? She goes, I said, he's going to be arrested his hands and his feet. He's losing his hearing. And they're going, right. And I'm like, right, cool. That's grand. At this appointment at 4:30 this afternoon. So we'll go in, right? So I go into the hospital. At this point, I'm wearing mittens, right? Oh, by the way, they gave me cotton gloves, right? So I got to look like Mickey Mouse for a couple of days with big swollen fucking white hands, right? So I go into the fucking hospital for this doctor's appointment, and there's a female doctor and a female nurse, right? I assume she's a doctor. I'm not entirely sure. So I get in, and she's like, what's the problem? I'm like, right. So psoriasis my hands, it's on my feet, it's on my legs. My legs are swelling up. I'm going deaf, right? I can't hear a fucking thing. I've been trying all these different creams. I've been trying steroids. I've been trying fucking all this different stuff. And she goes, right. She's like, are you under any stress? And I was like, what? Apart from having the wounds of Christ? A bit. I'm like, the fucking local priest phoned me now because I think I've got the stigmata. They used to phone me for the ride, so now I'm feeling my fucking age. Right? Every time I come to talk to one of you bastards, you're wearing a fucking holiday. Nobody's ringing my back. I can't figure what the fuck's wrong with me. And everyone's like, oh, look, Thor, right? I take my fucking sock off in front of this woman, and again, this is a fucking dermat, like, it's supposed to be an expert. Didn't even pick it up. Didn't even go, just went, oh, see, Then she goes, do you drink? And I'm like, I bet I, right? And then it's like, much do you drink? And I'm going, well, I mean, what do you fucking... don't be getting too involved. What are you, the FBI? Fucking, chill the fuck, must you drink, cunt? And she goes, I'm going to put you on this medication, right? And I'm like, right, okay, what is it? She went, it's just medicine. And I'm like, but she goes, I'm sure you've had a pamphlet about it. I'm like, what, where did you just get handed a pamphlet on psoriasis medication? I don't know, what the fuck is this stuff, right?
I'm sure you've been given a pamphlet.
Right. So I'm like, fucking put my wee bandage back on my foot, put my sock back on. And she goes, so if you go and pick this up in the hospital pharmacy. And I'm like, where's that? And she goes, right, do you know the hospital? I'm like, yeah. She's like, right at the back, right? Oh, you right as far back as you can go in this hospital. See them wee fucking raw steaks you have for feet? Walk the whole way to the very back of this fucking hospital, right? There's no doctors about it, they're all gone home. But if you walk right down, now keep going, you'll walk through casualty, you'll walk through reception, keep on going, right? Fucking keep walking, keep on your scabby fucking glass feet, keep you fucking walking, trailing blood behind you, like fucking John McClane and Crocs. Keep you walking on down there, right? You'll see a sign for radiology, ignore it, walk on through, sure you're fucked anyway, you'll probably could do a bit of cancer. Keep you fucking going, right? Keep walking on down. You'll come to a plague graveyard. Keep on going, right? Walk you on the way. Now you think you've gone far enough. You haven't gone. You hear the ghost of your grandmother who died in this hospital 20 years ago. Ignore her. She works here now, right? Keep on going till you see a man cutting limbs off with a chainsaw. Don't worry about it. He's a junior doctor. Keep you fucking walking on your scabby fucking bottle feet like you're standing on fucking nails. We've wheelchairs here, but I'm not fucking carrying it. Keep you fucking walking. And any time a doctor or a fucking nurse walks past, you kneel down and kiss the floor they walked on because they're fucking heroes and get your medicine, you scabby fuck. So I had to walk... No, don't clap yet. I had to walk back, right?
I'm
I'm on first name terms with the fucking mortician in this place, right? I'm looking at dead bodies that look better than I do. And then, know what the worst thing about it is? They give me all this medicine, right? Then, not done, right? So, they give me this fucking medicine. I get the car park. I've no fucking change to pay for the car park, right? So I'm standing with wee fucking homemade mittens, Crocs, and a big bag of medicine. Like, has anybody got 40p?
Here, I've seen young Bartlett outside the hospital there, out begging money and stuff. He's been trying holiday. He must be on the drugs.
Swear to fuck,
He's
man.
wearing cotton mitts and everything.
Man,
His man's lost the plot.
I took my PPE mask off, right, and it was dry skin in the shape of it. Right? So then the next day, right, I eventually get an appointment with my GP, right? No, not my GP, just one of the GPs.
Just a doctor, okay, right.
Now, I should mention, when they told me the doctor's name, I went, ha, that's a Disney character. I'm not going to say any more than that because I don't want to give away the man's personal details, right?
Course, yeah.
But it was a Disney character that I thought, that's probably a big Swedish bloke, right?
Right, okay.
Think of the movie, Big Summer Blowout, right? One of the characters from that,
Okay.
right? Who resembles my vacuum cleaner.
Right, yes,
Right?
okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Right? So I'm expecting it to be a big sort of Viking doctor. Don't know why. Just based on the name. I'm like, it's a big Viking doctor. And I want to, just before I go any further in the story, I would like to say that I personally think it's appropriate to do racially insensitive accents when it's a medical emergency. So.
Is it racially insensitive if it's an impersonation?
No,
If somebody talks like that, is it racially insensitive?
I'll let you hear the impression
Okay,
first.
let's go. The jury is formed.
Right?
Okay.
So, bear in mind, when I went to the dermatologist the day before and I was like, I can't hear, she went, it's probably just skin in your ear. Probably a build-up of skin, right? I'm like, well, skin doesn't look like pus, but okay, right?
She's dermatology. She probably thinks everything is...
Yeah, probably.
just skin.
Yeah, everything's just skin. What's up there? It's a 5 skin. Skin, that's skin. That's skin there. That's skin, right? So, big bag full of medicine. Eventually get this appointment the next day, who, with what I assume is going to be a big Swedish doctor. No, wee tiny Nigerian guy, right? So, put yourself in this situation. I'm deaf. And I'm from Lurgan. He's Nigerian. And he's wearing a mask, so I can't read his lips.
Fucking see no evil, hear no evil.
Fuzzy Wuzzy was a woman, right? So, I get in for the appointment and he's like, why are you here today? And I'm like, right.
Did you go through it again?
So I'm like, so I started my hands, my feet, my legs started swelling up. I can't fucking hear. Legs are swollen as fuck. They gave me medicine in the hospital yesterday. I was reading up on the side effects. Doesn't sound good, right? I was like, I don't really feel comfortable taking all these meds because I don't know what I'm doing. I can't hear. They're not giving me anything for that. And he goes, why are you here today? Like, that's when I'm deaf, bro. Right? So he's got the mask on. And he's like, I will have a look in your ears. So he's looking at my ears. Right? And no, my glands were swollen with jaw, so I couldn't chew. Fucking agony, right?
Right, yeah. Yeah.
So, but he's talking to me, and I'm like trying to judge by his eyes, like what he's saying, right? Because I fucking couldn't hear, right? I just said, like, why are you here today, right? He might not have been Nigerian. And like, I was so deaf, I might have been just guessing what he was saying, right? So he's asked me all these different things, and
He was actually from Banbridge.
what I was really worried about at this point was the deafness and the fact that my legs were swollen, right? I was like, they resembled my grandmother's legs, who was 67 when she died, right? I'm only 34. I was really, really worried about it. Now, obviously, the blood tests came back all good, so there was nothing seriously wrong as far as I can tell, right? So he's like, why are you here today? And I'm like, oh, my ears are... And he looks at my ears and he's like, is it painful? And I was like, what? Yeah? He's painful? And I'm like, yeah, right. And he keeps going through all these different... He's like, can you hear anything at all? And I'm like, yeah, but no. Like, I can hear you saying that, but I'm having to really... fucking focus, right? And I don't know if that's what you said. Right? And then he goes, easy. And I'm like, what? He goes, easy. I'm like, bro, is it easy? Easy, yes. He goes, easy. And then I realize, oh, he's saying itchy, right? But as I realize he's saying itchy, he starts to mime scratching his ribs. All I can think is, if anybody fucking walks in here, I'm getting fucking cancelled, and it's not my fault.
So you're sitting.
I'm sitting with a black dude going, easy. Fuck the NHS. That's what I'm saying. Fuck it to death. Take it out the back and shoot it. It's
Well,
done.
I don't know. This is the first time I've ever felt I should clap the NHS because that was fucking enjoyable.
And it's not even over, man. Still don't know what's wrong. You under any stress?
I probably.
So for anybody wondering why I haven't been in,
That's a roundabout way of telling you what happened.
any questions?
Isn't it? Gee?
It is high. It's easy as fuck.
Proper? Oh, the visual of that, as you say, if somebody had a walk past and
Man,
you've
I
got
swear
a
to God.
Nigerian guy doing like basically a monkey impersonation to
Aye.
you who's deaf. Looks like the worst game of charades
I
ever.
swear to fuck, man. Aye, I know. Like, I'm gonna go fucking... I just took a knee straight away. It's on me. I couldn't even put my knee down because it's easy.
I don't know why you're here today. 2 words.
Aye.
First word.
No.
Oh
So,
my
aye.
God. So
That's been my fortnight.
that's been the Now I called around to see you then on last week sometime Thursday, and I was starting to. You were
It was...
easier, shall we say?
Yeah,
it was a
it
wee
was-
bit easing, but
It definitely got easier after you left.
everything's easier.
Oh,
after,
no.
everything's easier
Where's
after
the
I
smoke
left.
weed every day one?
It's probably too late now. But
Yeah.
it's there, yeah. So.
Smoke weed every day.
I agree. I can't... Well, see, here's the thing. So, the medicine that I've been on, right?
Yeah.
Now, because I was given antibiotics for my ears, and I was taking that many ibuprofens for the pain,
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not going to take this fucking psoriasis medication until I've done the antibiotics.
Yeah.
Because I was like, that's a lot of pressure on your liver. And obviously with this podcast, we're very, very aware of side effects.
Yes.
when it comes to certain things.
And your liver, let's be honest,
It's kind of
probably
important.
gets a bit of a beating on the way.
Oh, I get a bit of a batter.
A wee bit of a batter, so
bit of
you
a batter.
wouldn't want to be doubly abused.
Yeah, right. So I was like, I'll wait until I've taken the antibiotics and all that stuff clears up before I start taking these meds. And then this morning I Googled
Why?
the side effects of acetretin, which is the medicine I'm supposed to be on, right? The side effects are what I have.
Well, you know you're going to be all right there.
I'm like, fucking hell, what's
Fucking
this
horse
supposed to do?
indeed.
Like, like, possible side effects of acetretin: flaky skin, thinning hair, weight gain, fluid retention, fucking sore hands and
Just a
feet.
picture of Mickey
I know.
Bartlett. Side effects are Mickey.
Yeah, yeah, just hand it out open makers. That's as close as I can get you, big lad.
But you're back here. You're making the way. Well,
The
sort of
thing
back.
is, man, it's more stressful for me not doing stand up and doing podcasts than this. Like sitting in the house is boring as fuck.
Well, anybody listened last week to the Just Rapping On, I did say on the podcast, going, if you know Mickey, pulling out of an out podcast all the time isn't, it's not that big harm.
No.
That's happened before.
Oh.
Might have delayed a few times,
Oh.
maybe a few hangovers over the year
Yep,
or whatever.
yep.
But when you see Mickey Bartlett pulling out of a gig, because a gig is sex to Mickey Bartlett,
Aye.
that's Mickey pulling out of sex. And he's
I never pull out of sex.
Never.
It's
It's just not in his nature.
it's not at all. My ass only goes one direction. Forwards, by. That was two directions. That's what thrust is. Yeah, so I should apologise to anybody that, like, I was supposed to be in the Empire tomorrow night. I was supposed to be in Limerick Wednesday. I pulled out of a couple of laveries in a row. I'm going to be doing. I basically pulled out of gigs because my hearing was so bad. Come on Friday, I was like, I should pull out of these gigs now rather than leave it to the last minute.
Yeah.
And then it cleared up like yesterday. So
Definitely an improvement, anyway, yeah.
yeah, definitely an improvement. So I'm going to be doing laveries on Wednesday, and then I'm in Strabane Thursday, Friday. So just don't be heckling because I can't hear you.
So that'll be the joy of it, this is, yeah.
Yeah, I can't. Well, that was another thing that I don't know if I said this to you as well. Like trying to watch. Did I say this to you about my senses? No, did I say that thing? So I was. This is just a wee joke that I have, but
right,
it's
okay.
true. Where I had to put subtitles on the TV to watch it because I couldn't hear anything. I also haven't had my eyes tested. And I need right. So I'm like, I'm trying to see the TV, and it's weird. Where like when you lose two of your senses, your other senses do get stronger.
Heightened.
For example, my sense of foreboding is through the fucking roof.
Death is at the door.
Yeah, definitely. I always thought, like, I have been contemplating death quite a bit the last few. I always thought I'd get to have either a cool death or a don't cry, I'll always be with you. Beep. Nah. Psoriasis can be fatal, and it does limit your life if it's bad enough. And I'm like, that's why I'm going to go picking myself.
As well as that, the mental health.
I'm going to die like a fucking chef putting Parmesan on spaghetti. That's him.
Salt Bay.
Probably get hit by a bus picking my feet. If I could pick feet, I'd pick somebody else's.
You did mention mental health there. You know, when I went to see it, I was like, fuck it. It was worse than self-isolation because it was just...
But it was so annoying. Like, I couldn't take the bin out.
Basically, except it was longer.
Yeah.
It was like
it's
two
like
and a half,
you
3 weeks.
I couldn't wash my face because you can't use your hands.
No.
So I literally couldn't. The way I was going was when all the skin started coming off my hands, my beard felt like fucking needles.
Oh.
So, and even
You were
dry
saying to me
skin-
too about the fact that you would like bang your hand off a wall.
Man.
But things people do that and don't even realise that you touch a wall or you
You're like, it's a wall. Like my hands are so swollen. It's like your body's like, oh, I know how big my hands are. I know what gaps I can fit through. But for some reason, when they swell and you can't hear, your brain's like, sure, it'll fit through a door, won't it? And then it doesn't. Like I felt like I was walking about wearing them two big gladiator hands made of pain. I swear to fuck, man. It's like everything hurt, everything you touched. Like, and on top of that, you're like moisturising constantly. So I'm getting told off. My missus is going, "Will you stop touching the kettle?" I'm like, I'm trying to make soup. Like, couldn't eat because my jaw was a fucking. And then on top of that, my sort of go-to thing whenever I'm annoyed about something is to do that rant, is joke about it.
Yeah.
And my family are not those kind of people. So when I'm joking about it, they're like, "Will you please stop fucking making fun of this? There's something wrong with you." And I'm like, "I know."
The 3 women are in the living room doing your fucking funeral booklet.
I know.
But that's a lovely reading.
You know what? I picking the flowers I'm allergic to. Well, sure, he's fucking not here now anyway. Fuck him. Knowing me, I'll be fucking landing my coffin, my eyes streaming. Somebody let a bat in here. If I die and go to hell and there's bats there, I swear to fuck, I'll be raging. I'd be like, Satan, you're bound to let me up out just for this.
Oh, you need to go out there to like a bat out of hell.
Aye.
Right. That is too much. Anything else happening, no?
That's just a quick one. Me and my girlfriend watched Devil's Rejects last. Recent Devil's Rejects. Rob Zombie film.
Long time ago, yeah.
Really, really fucking
Bad, like
bad movie.
aye.
Fucking serial killers, sexual assault, rape, right? Fucking really, really right. We watched that. And my girlfriend, who's from the North Coast, went, "I mean, that is a believable movie." I was like, how different our cultures are.
You know, the North Coast, they're rotten, all that.
Not enough motorbikes, but that's
Oh, fuck. Well, I don't know. What else?
another very funny thing. Sorry, as well.
Oh, no.
So, me and my missus were sitting, again, one of those nights, trying to think of something to watch, right? And one day last week, I went on like a Leonardo DiCaprio binge, right?
Okay.
Where like I watched The Departed. Went to Mel Gibson binge one day, right? Mel Gibson has been in some shite.
Summed up.
Right.
Summed only.
Fucking conspiracy theory. One of the worst films I've ever seen in my entire. Like, I mean, absolutely a dreadful, dreadful movie.
Perfect.
Right? Then he was in there was a good one. Him and Vince Vaughn. Is it Dragged Across Concrete or Dragged Over Concrete? They play two cops,
right?
Who get suspended, and then decide they're going to fucking rob a bunch of drug dealers.
Right. Okay.
But it's a weird one where they get suspended for. They get it's like a racially insensitive arrest, and it's kind of weird to have Mel Gibson in a movie where he plays a racially insensitive guy trying to get revenge. But it wasn't bad, right? And then I watched another one he was in. Anyway, next day I went into DiCaprio binge, so I watched The Departed.
Had a bit of Leo, like.
Right, fucking great. Watched The Departed. I watched something else he was in. Can't remember what it was. But my missus was like, "Have you ever seen Romeo and Juliet?" And I was like, "Do you know what? I've never actually made it the whole way through it."
Right. Okay.
Because I fucking did drama at uni, right? I'm a man, right? And I just like I find Shakespeare really boring.
Yeah.
Right? I just don't
I
like it.
suffered through it in the cinema when it first came out because it was on a date with a cutty.
Oh, aye.
But even then,
Aye.
nah.
And then there's this weird situation where she's going to kill me for saying this. We're watching it, and my missus is very proud of herself for having done pretty well like English lit, right?
Okay.
And
One of them ones.
one of them ones.
All right.
And every couple of sentences, she's describing. She's telling me what they're saying in Romeo and Juliet, right? And I'm like watching it, right? I'm saying nothing, and she's like, "So he's saying there he loves her, and he's saying there he's going to kill himself because he can't be with her." And it's what he's saying.
What if Baz Luhrmann just had your woman?
Right.
So I'm going,
Is
listen, Baz, you don't need to do what you need to do is just have me giving you.
No, but this is the
audio
point. So
commentary.
I'm like watching it, right? And I'm getting more and more like fucking wound up, right? And I went, "You know I have a degree in fucking drama, don't you?" Right? And she went, "I thought you were fucking deaf."
So the poor cutty was just helping you out.
And I thought she was being patronising.
Storming off in the bedroom. This is my fucking degree.
And they're like, "I fucking know."
I can mime it for you if you want. Here it is in mime.
Sort of fuck, man. Thought you were fucking. So why?
So
Let's do some questions then.
Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, absolute fucking shite movie.
Yeah, it was visually very good at the time, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think like the black guy who, what do you call him? Was he Mercutio?
Mercutio, yeah.
Saved
It's
it.
been a long time. Yeah,
Fantastic.
he's very good in it.
And the dude who plays fucking Juliet's dad, who's also in Goodfellas, who I've only ever seen be like a mafia guy,
Can't remember.
is brilliant on it.
Right. I've only, yeah.
Pete Postlethwaite, class. I mean, again, one of those ones where you go, that's a cast of amazing actors, and it is good.
Yeah.
But I think being made to read Shakespeare and
Put you off it, yeah.
Yeah.
You can't discover it yourself, yeah, because you've been forced to fucking
forced to appreciate it.
yeah, notarize it and all that
Yeah.
shit in the margins. Put
Aye.
your notes in. Fuck up.
And then I started watching it going, well, that's been translated into modern day Shakespearean language because there's no way they talk like that. The language was drastically more different in the.
Is it not word for word? No.
I think no,
I
because
thought that was the whole point of it. It was
no,
word
but
for
there's
word.
not a whole. No, I'm going to get this fucked up. Was there not a whole situation where they don't know who William? Well, a lot of Shakespeare's work they think wasn't written by William Shakespeare. I think William Shakespeare was like a
Oh
fucking.
yeah, that was a big conspiracy.
It's all
there
been
for a long
pieced
time.
together and all this sort of stuff.
What do you call the guy?
I always
Drake,
forget.
is it? Sir Drake, no, or somebody.
Not Francis
somebody-
Drake. No, that's an explorer.
There's something about Francis Drake, and there's I don't know. We'll find that out.
Yeah.
There's a link. Who basically there's somebody else we all know as a name, and he's allegedly been attributed to most of
Aye.
Shakespeare's works or whatever.
Because I do think there was something about it being pieced together. But I remember I seen something about
But I thought the whole point of this
old timey
was,
language wasn't like ye old timey. It was like drastically different.
Yeah, I think the Shakespeare thing is all about he came up with the stories we all know, as in.
It's always a hero and a
It's
like,
like even that whole Romeo and Juliet thing, nobody had ever put into a story of two families feuding, and then you know,
Yeah.
that idea. They probably did.
Aye.
But we've been told Shakespeare was the first to do it.
I think it was-
Or the
yeah, I
first
think it was-
one, Hamlet. Like Hamlet is
yeah.
Lion King.
And I think a lot of
Lion
it
King
was one of the first sort of like public theaters where people would go and watch
yeah,
it.
yeah. But I thought that was the whole point. If you're an actor, especially say Pete Postlethwaite or whoever else was on that they would have known Romeo and Juliet.
Aye.
So that's why they would be able to do it word for word. I didn't think there was an adaptation of the language. Maybe there was. I don't know.
I think they might like I don't know why I feel like I don't know what I'm talking about, but
They modernized it, maybe. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Aye.
because I know always that one of the things we always heard about in uni was that Hamlet is so difficult to play that by the time Hamlet the character's about fucking 20, but by the time any actor was good enough to play Hamlet, he was too old to play it.
Too old to play. Yeah. That's why you just watch Lion King.
Yeah, exactly. Aye. That's Macbeth, isn't it?
No, it's Hamlet.
Fuck, I always forget.
It's Hamlet.
Is Macbeth the hard one to play?
I don't know. I've never played Macbeth.
Yeah, right. I
probably-
did actually want it.
It's probably not a
Which
walk in
one's
the
to be
park,
or
like
not to be?
Hamlet.
Macbeth? Hamlet?
Hamlet, yeah.
I should know
Degree, remember?
that. Well, I'm deaf.
Oh, you're deaf. That's right.
Fucking third degree burns.
We also had what else? What else we did before?
I just know
you
from
didn't
now
do
on I'm
anything?
not drinking. I'm going to wake up and smoke weed because it was class.
Yeah, I called around on Thursday and brought. I brought some medication with me and medicated him pretty good.
Pretty fucking good.
Left him with a few supplements as well.
Yeah,
just to get you
just
through
to
the night.
self-administer.
But it seemed to work. Seemed to work a treat.
Yeah.
How many whispers and?
I had 6 timeouts.
Timeouts.
Back to back. No, I mean back to back. Because it was the first time where it
Well,
was
they
like,
used to come in 2 bars, so they're really only 3.
yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
And it was the pain relief was so much better than ibuprofen, so because I could chew.
Yes.
So I was like, so nice. Oh.
Cures all ailments,
Yeah.
ladies and
I
gentlemen.
was eating bananas. You ever see like a fucking slow Loris eating a banana? That's what I was like chewing like an old person using the roof. Man, I was using the roof of my mouth like teeth. Just like I'm down for a wank.
I didn't do that for him, ladies and gentlemen. I had offered,
no, here,
but
fuck me, we're like milking a camel.
he didn't accept.
Yeah, I've actually given my girlfriend a warning. I'm like, listen, I need to get one of the. I need to empty this chamber before, because you'll drown.
What the fuck?
Telling you.
Just you just taking down your treasure.
That's the sound of my foot when you take my sock off in the dark. Just glowing.
Come to the dark side.
Let's do some fucking questions to get out of here quick.
Yeah,
Take your place at my side.
I would like to go into a 45-minute rant now about my 2 weeks. But I did fuck all. So right, okay, let's go on to the next one. We went to McLovin's birthday party.
Why? How was that?
Do you ever go on the? I had to go because I had to go sober in the sense because I had the child. The next morning, my wife fucked off to Belfast with a load of women. So I had to behave myself. But do you ever go to like somewhere and you're going, fuck, I wish I wasn't having to be sober? It was one of those nights, a couple of fellas I knew and I hadn't seen in a while, and I was like, oh, this is fucking great.
I dare say that would have
got to
been
the point where, because somebody sat down beside me, and I know the club, but I only knew when he was younger and we spoke to him well, and he was very sad, and he just sat like you are there and chatting away, and then he said, I lost my girlfriend. I said, where'd she go? I don't know. She's gone. And I said, is she in the smoking area? And he went, no, she's gone, man, lost her. And then a tear started coming down his. I was like, oh, what the fuck? I says, did she get a taxi home or what? What way did don't know. She's gone anyway. She's definitely gone. And I said, well, did you get? And I didn't know what the fuck was going on. And then he started really properly crying. And he goes, I don't know what to do. She's gone. Like she's gone. I was like, fuck, she's probably way home or this is like I don't know 11:30 or something. Like. She's probably way home or whatever. And no, lost her, man, lost her. I said, when did you lose her? He went, 3 or 4 weeks ago. And I went, what? And he went, aye. It's wild. He started crying. I went, 3 or 4 weeks ago you lost her. I was like, was she out tonight? No. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
You just get dumped?
He got dumped. Like a couple of days, but he was that drunk.
Aye.
She works in the bar we were in, apparently, so that's why she had been there but left.
Right.
So you could find in the midst of all the drunken thing, there was common sense and there was truth to the whole thing. But when he said to me about 3 or 4 weeks ago, I was like, what the fuck are you coming to me for? I couldn't answer. I thought she was in the bar somewhere.
Aye.
And I'm looking all around the place going to shit and smoking it. No, I lost her 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Fucking hell. I dare say that could have very quickly turned into what I call a detention party.
What happened there?
And
Now?
that everybody be doing plenty of lines.
Oh, there was now. I'm saying that.
I just made that wee joke up.
That
I'm just looking for an excuse to use that.
that young cub wouldn't be at that stuff now. So I had to call McLovin over to help.
Oh fuck!
And that was.
I need a hero.
Yeah. I was like, McLovin,
Well,
this is
Seems to be the problem, but-
your mate needs you here, and he went over and gave him a big long hug. And as he was hugging, I fucked off.
Good man. McLovin probably fucked him too. Oh, stop crying, lad.
Aye, it's only 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Well, I'll fucking bucketed you.
What do you see? A real
The most
man
aggressively gay man in the world. In secret.
who looks like a 12-year-old.
Oh my god, McLovin, he's my favourite because it's like he just looks like a wee. I love putting bets on. And you're like, what are you like in the bedroom? Cocks, back. Love cocks.
Gambling first, but then cocks.
Gambling.
Like, nothing better than gambling on a cock.
I love better than gambling on a doinger.
Yeah, but listen now, going, these fucking
No, that's it. I'll £5 each way. That's what
Well, but McLovin saved me, yeah, so he even then. But it was actually great. Do you know he got the guy who used to sing for the Revs? Do you remember the Revs?
Oh, what? The Revs, yeah.
He was the music, and he was fucking
Class.
unreal.
The fucking Revs, Jesus Christ, been a long
Great
time.
man, yeah.
I saw them open for somebody one time, like a big band.
I think they opened for Snow Patrol or something like that, did they? Or
Was Snow Patrol,
something
yes.
like that, yeah. So one of the guys that was chatting to actually was saying that about actually there was a gig maybe where Snow Patrol opened for them at one point, you know,
Aye.
in the early days. But yeah, he played in the wee sort of kick drum, you know, it was fucking brilliant. It was, I swear to God, I was like, I can't believe I had one beer and I was like, I can't believe.
Aye.
Like normally it doesn't bother me, but you know, when just you know yourself, man.
Oh, wow. That's
Yeah,
one thing.
you're
Like
right.
I haven't. Only saying this so that I go, maybe I do have a drink problem, but the fact that I haven't drank in a fortnight and I'm like, I don't miss it.
No.
But I know for a fact I can't go anywhere near a pub because being around drunk people sober
that's what-
is my fucking worst nightmare.
That's what happened when you get met with somebody who has lost his love and stuff. That yeah.
Fuck that,
If I
like.
was drunk, the advice I'd have been giving that fella would have been unfucking believable. But because I was sober, I was like, somebody intervene.
It's like I've said to you before, the amount of times I think, fuck, I'm dead smart when I'm drunk, and then I realise, no, we're all just thick
We're all just and we'll accept
because
it.
we're pissed. Yeah.
But yeah, that was my outing for about an hour and a half or so. But I was really like, you know, when you get that
I
taste.
think, man, fuck that. I think we'll just we'll book a wee night where fuck the drink. We'll come around. We'll do what you want to do in my house. Because we started watching Hot Shots and fuck me, I laughed. Mr.
yes.
President, no, you're not.
You shouldn't go around saying that. We had that was a lovely evening actually.
It was a nice wee evening.
Aye.
That was another
But
problem too. Like,
I got the text then about 2 hours after I left Maggie's and I was home and I got the text going, drinking is for mugs.
aye, whispers are class, but because there was a point where I was like, do you know when you get stoned and you get a wee bit of white noise in the head anyway, and I'm like, I already can't hear. So you were chatting away, and I was like, I'm sick. Going what? And I think there was a point
And
where
I talk so low as well.
Aye.
I was realizing, go fuck you, talk louder.
and then there was a bit where like one of my ears popped, and I was like, oh, I can hear the traffic, so I could hear, but you were sitting there. So I'm like, all I can hear is cars, and my thoughts in slow motion being like, tell him to fuck off. If he looks at them whispers, fucking stab him.
I knew just from experience. I did the whole, you know, in the hospital. I was actually going to look for the old school bottles of Lucasade with the
Aye.
foil all around it, because a wee sick cub, you know.
Oh,
what I mean?
just aye.
So I brought him around a wee bag of supplies because I knew what was going to happen.
Could have kissed him.
I knew what was going to happen, and I knew the whispers weren't going to last the night.
The whispers did. In fairness,
Oh,
like
did they?
yeah, no tea, I just had chocolate.
Did you even eat the fruit I bought you?
I know. Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, yeah.
You had everything, just.
Yeah, just everything.
everything.
Fucking literally everything.
Well, here we've got a bit of a dilemma with the questions because we have
Two posts per
some
question,
questions
haven't
from 2 weeks ago. So we could start with them. Some people have doubled up this week and sent them in this week again.
we?
So
What
we'll
have we done
try
here?
and
What have we done here?
we have done 58 minutes.
Well, we'll call it now, and we'll do a whole episode of questions.
Whole episode of questions just for our patrons.
Yeah.
There you are. Happy days.
Style.
There you are. We're going to get, we'll do a bonus episode and fire it out for our patrons. Thank you very much. If you want to be a patron, go over to patreon.com.
Jump over to patreon.com, Deckchair and Yumz. You can see the videos and stuff, all the exclusive content. There's
As
the
we started recording, there are 2 tickets left for our live agony hour.
fucking up the hoots.
Physically, 2. They might be gone by the time we come off air. So yeah, sold out night in Daly Zoma. We hopefully will be out and about. Somebody asked will it be live streamed. It's not going to be live streamed because the Wi-Fi and all that crap
Aye,
up there
but
won't be
we'll-
good enough.
we'll
But
we can record
we'll
it,
record it. It'll probably go out the next morning.
James, are you okay with that?
Considering,
even ask him.
considering it's our staff night out, it might be the day after.
I will book into the purchase. I was I'll up with the drinking, like obviously because I'm off it now. Doctor says I can't. Right, thanks for listening. See you later. Bye.
What's up, motherfuckers?